All right, we're recording. So I just wanted to thank all of you guys for popping on tonight. We have a very special guest with us who's going to be training on customer service, customer care, and kind of everything that she does during this holiday season. Gloria Brice, do you want to wave?
Hi.
She is a two-diamond director, right? Two diamonds.
Yes. Yes.
Two diamonds. And you live in Nixa, Missouri. She's been with Jordan Essentials for 17 years, so almost like the entire run of the company. So I'm super excited to have her here with us to share some of her knowledge with us. Since we're all so new, none of us have been here longer than January, so I'm super excited for what she has to share with us. So go ahead.
Well, hi, everyone. And just to let you know, I live in Waynesville, Missouri. Nixa is there because I fought Facebook for 18 years. And one day Nancy said, "You're going on Facebook." And she set up my account, and she's from Nixa. Hi. But in any case, thank you for the opportunity. The first thing I'd like to tell you is that I am not a subject matter expert on customer care. I just love people. I love what I do, and I like taking care of people. I will take good customer service over my money any day. So I pay for customer service, so I in turn try to give it. So I'd like to start, and Amy, thank you for inviting me, and thank you, team, for allowing me to pop over. I'm blessed to be with an amazing team who loves customer care, and we train on it all the time, and we kind of have a culture of giving and caring for people. So I don't plan to keep you for a long time. There are just some things I'd like to cover. I'd like to cover just some basic tips on customer service. We'll talk a little bit about follow-up. And then we'll talk about how. And finally, we'll end with, what do I do now? What do I do with this? So I'm going to start out by asking a question. I actually have 3 questions, and I'd love some feedback from someone. So I'd like to know, anybody, what is your why? Why are you doing Jordan Essentials? And anybody can answer this. And don't be crickets.
I'll share. Oh, Diane, you want to share?
I love Jordan Essentials because it helped me out so much with my restless leg syndrome, my Charlie horses, and I got so excited that it helped me out that I started sharing it. Next thing I know, I had an order before I even joined. So
I love it.
Awesome.
So it helped you, and your why is that you want to help others?
Yeah.
You're sharing it so that you can help others because it helped you. Excellent.
Right.
That is a strong why, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Secondly, the next question I'd like to ask is, why customer care? Why bother? Anybody?
Because you want to keep your customers happy, and so they keep coming back for more.
Absolutely. We're building loyalty, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I want you to think really quick of your favorite company. You know, you don't compare prices, you don't get other quotes, you don't look at, out of all of the companies you deal with, somebody tell me who your favorite is. It could be an airline, it could be anybody, it could be your beauty shop, it could be any place of business. What's your favorite and why?
Amazon.
Okay, easy now, easy. Okay, so tell me, no, that is actually good because Amazon prides himself in customer service. So why is Amazon your favorite company?
Because I can order things without hunting for them, because I live out in the country and it takes forever to get to a store, and I just pay one price for the Prime, and it's good for the whole year. And if I have a problem, they take care of it right away.
Amen. So excellence in customer service, right?
Yeah.
So when you think about the company, and I know there are others of you who are thinking about your companies and the ones that you really like, think about what they provide and decide that you want to work to provide that same level of customer service within your scope of control. And I say within your scope of control because there are some things we can't control. However, there are some things that we can. So I like to ask myself, no matter what's going on or not going on, what can I do? How can I create a good customer experience? So let's talk a little bit about the basics. And I asked the question, why? What is your why? Because that should always be your driving force. Anything you do should support that why. So if you're tired or you're overwhelmed or you're having a moment, as we all do, that why should be the center. Go back to it. My why is because I want to share this product with others because it helped me so much. So thank you for sharing that. That has to be the driving force. You got to have it. I've had to go back to it many times. You know, all of us have our moments, and I certainly have had mine, but that why will ground you. And all of this is a part of customer service. It has to begin there. Secondly, know that it's not about you. In customer service, that is critical. I have often had people tell me, well, Gloria, the reason I don't follow up is because I don't want to bother people, or they may say no, or and I've been there. I've had that fear of no, until I finally truly got it in my heart. It isn't about me. My job is to share so that a person can make an informed decision. And whatever that decision is, I accept it, I honor it, it doesn't bother me, I'm not angry, I'm not upset, because if it's truly about them, if they say no, I have to honor and respect that no. So it's not about us, it's about the customer. It's about giving the customer what the customer wants. It's about listening to that customer. And I have been guilty of trying to share my favorite or something that I wanted or something that I liked, you know, with customers, and it's not what they wanted. I lost a corporate account trying to push something that I should not have done. I should have just done a customization and given the customer what they wanted. So it's so important, remember that it's not about us. Everything is about the customer. And no, it's not personal, okay? Treat all customers with dignity and respect. And when I say the word customer, let me define that. That doesn't just mean the customers who are buying for us. This is our consultants too. We treat all people with dignity and respect. I don't care if it's a $20 order, $5 order, $500 order. It doesn't matter. If it's a $150 hostess party, if it's a $1,000 hostess party. If we treat people with dignity and respect, as Amy said, we want to build those customers. We want to maintain them. And if we treat them with dignity and respect, we keep them. So many times we go out looking for more. We're getting more customers. We're doing event after event after event, and we are not taking care of that which is in front of us. You know, when we take care of that which we have, more will be given to us. And if you really question it, I want you to think about the number of consultants you have purchased from other companies. How many times do you hear from them? Or do you only hear from them when they want to sell something? Don't be that person. Don't just take somebody's money and then boom, it's over. That's why good customer care is important. Look for ways to save your customers money. So if there is a particular customer special, like I have a number of customers who I know love Dead Sea salt, so when it comes on sale, I'm gonna tell them about it. And don't bombard your customers with every offering. If I have a customer who I know doesn't like pumpkin fragrance, for instance, I'm not gonna send them a special on that fragrance. So it's important to know your customers and give that customer what that customer wants and information on what they want. Do little things. We have to find ways to distinguish ourselves. We're in an economy where anybody can buy about anything they want. You mentioned Amazon, free shipping. You can go during Christmas and go to 75% off sales, half price off sales. So we have got to have that differentiator. Yes, we have excellent product, but we've got to get them in the store, and we've got to keep them in the store. So we build that customer loyalty by taking care of them, not because of what they can do for us. In fact, the lead question should be, what can I do for my customer today? How can I help them? What can I do to reduce their stress, to reduce their pain? What can I give, not what can I get? Because if you focus on what you can give, you're always going to get what you want. And Zig Ziglar said it best. He said, give people what they want, and you'll always get what you want. Another thing that's really good in terms of can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Anybody? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I thought I had lost you.
I muted a noise.
Okay.
Sorry.
No worries. And then, do little extra things as differentiators. For instance, send thank you cards or get well card. I've had people at the last minute text me and say, Gloria, I'm not coming to the event. I'm sick. I developed a sinus infection or whatever. It wows them when I just stick a card in the mail. So hope you feel better. Or I text them a couple days later just to check on them. Just little things. When you're filling an order, add a sample, add an emery board, add just some little thing to just say that you matter and you're special to me. And maybe on certain occasions, maybe on their birthday month, you may want to offer free shipping to some of your customers on an order of whatever or more. Just little things. And when you make a mistake, you're going to make mistakes. I make mistakes. I really make mistakes. I used to make tons of them because I had never done direct sales before. I had no idea what I was doing, and I still make them. But the most important thing about a mistake, I don't care who makes it. I don't care whose fault it is to immediately own it with your customer. I am so sorry, Barbara. Let me fix that for you. They don't need the background of who did what and who didn't do what and what happened there, What they need to know is, oh my goodness, and I just had this happen. I am so sorry. I didn't know. And I only knew because I followed up. Let me fix this for you. So I immediately fixed it with her, and then I deal with the other in the background. You build trust when you can admit a mistake. A lot of times people think, oh, it makes me look like I'm not all that in a bag of chips. Well, we aren't. So if we just tell the truth and just admit the mistake to people, we build trust. So we're building relationships. That's what this is all about. And building trust is the way you build relationships. And then finally, on those basic tips, it all falls down to the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. It is that simple. It just doesn't seem normal that it should be that simple, but it really is that simple. Do you want people to be honest with you? Do you want people to give you good service? Whatever it is that you want, you do that to other people. So those are just some basic tips on customer care. And by the way, I do have notes. I'm going to be sending these to Amy later. Decided to wait just in case you guys had additions or questions. I could add those to the notes before I send them. So let's talk a little bit about follow-up. I'm huge into sending cards. I love to send thank you cards to my hostesses or the coordinators of events that I do. People don't forget that because almost nobody sends them. So somebody, I think it was Danny Johnson who said, and by the way, I'm an avid reader. I think she said, find out what everybody else is doing and do just the opposite. So almost nobody sends cards anymore. So I love to send them, and I send them to some of my customers. I send them to consultants. Today, I finished sending cards to my newsletter people who were in the newsletter from the team. But just a little acknowledgement of people. You can say anything. but people believe what you do, not what you say. And just a little tip with sending information, and Karen and I talked about this, it's so important to capture customer information. And one of the things that I do is in the contact area of my phone. For instance, I just finished doing an event. And so I put all of the people in that, in my phone who purchased from me. And in that area where it says company, I put the name of the event. So if I ever want to know who purchased from me, all I got to do is when I search, I just search the event and everybody comes up. So it's important to capture that information. It seems time consuming, and it is, but if you do it now, it will save you a lot of time. Same thing with your consultants. So when I got ready to send cards to consultants today, I didn't have to stop and go into the website and look up their addresses. That information is already in my contacts. So that's just a little tip that I do. It is very helpful. So 2 to 3 days, it depends upon when the event is. I don't do any follow-ups on Sundays. The only way I will do one is if somebody, like Sunday, somebody contacted me because they needed to order something, that I will respond to. But for the most part, I try really hard not to work on Sundays, not because I think it's a sin, but because I think you have to have some time out. And I have set that day aside for other things other than business. But 2 to 3 days, I like to send a text, and it's not an ask text, or it may be a message, and it may say something like, hey, Amy, thanks so much for stopping by the booth. So appreciate your purchase. I'll follow up with you in a little bit to find out how your skin relief is working for your eczema. So I try to make it specific to something that they purchased for that's super important. And so I like to do that in, say, the 2 or 3 days. So many trainings say follow up in 2 weeks. And I'd love to tell you that I do, but it wouldn't be true. Not all times. This is what I found to be an easier system for me. I'm pretty systematic. So towards the end of the month, the first half of my month is heavy. Amy will tell you this is why I couldn't do this training earlier, because I'm really heavy into booking the first part of the month. I'd like to have lots of stuff done by the 10th. So I focus more on people, events, that kind of thing. And so what I normally do with my follow-ups is towards the end of the month is when I will start looking at, and I just simply go to my order history, or I can look at my order forms, and I start following up with people and, hey, Joan, you ordered whatever for whatever, how's that going, da, 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 da. And I don't do an ask at that too. I am not asking them for anything. I'm simply doing a follow-up. And what I find, it's amazing. They're going to usually buy something anyway. I think they're so shocked that people actually are following up and that somebody cares, that they'll say, well, you know what? I've been meaning to. I'll give you a perfect example. On Sunday, great customer, nurse, sent me a message and said, Gloria, my son has eczema. Could you please send some skin relief? Of course. So I said, you probably already have this, because I am not huge. I don't upsell for the sake of upsell. I upsell for the sake of getting the outcome that we need. And I'm a huge believer in that what you wash with determines your outcome, and especially with eczema, psoriasis, skin conditions. So I said, you probably already have these things, so I'm just checking. You do have something for him to wash with, shower gel or soap and some shampoo, correct? And I'm pretty sure you do, and I'm pretty sure she does, because she orders all the time and he's coming to visit. And she responded, yes, I do. I have those things, but could you order me some shower gel and shea butter and lotion bar for my neighbor? Your gifts inspired me. I want to put one together. So I wasn't asking her for anything. I literally wasn't. And I wasn't trying to upsell. I was trying to make sure we got the outcome that we needed for the eczema. Another case in point would be acne. So I have these parents who come to me and say, Gloria, my son has acne. He won't take care of himself. You know, hey, I just, what should I do? Now, I probably could sell her a Premier Sister for acne, but that would be insanity because he already is demonstrating he won't take care of. So I am going to start her with the basics, you know, usually a charcoal soap with a brush and a mask and maybe a toner with some tea tree in it. I'm going to start her with the very basics. And I'm going to say, you know what? I could suggest a Premier System, but let's do this. Let's see if we can get him to use these things and see how this outcome is going. And then if we need to add, we need to tweak, we will. Customers appreciate it so much. They become loyalists. They're your customers for life. Now, somebody may argue with me, well, Gloria, you could have gotten $105 for that Premier System. The money to me is not as important as the relationship. What I have learned over the years, that if you get the relationships right, the money will come and people will refer people to you because they trust. So we were talking about follow-up. So let's talk about, so I'm following up the end of the month and the first part of the next month to see if the people got what they need. And then on that 2-month follow-up, so easy. So I file my order slips in like in a little accordion file, and they're filed by month. So in the month of November, I know I need to follow up with the people from September. Simple, just go in, pull what I have. I have them separated by shows or events, pull it, follow up. If you don't have that system in place, don't stress yourself. Oh my God, I got paper all over the place. Don't worry, start where you are. Go back to your order history from September and do the same exact thing. Just a very simple way of getting it done. When you have, and I think I mentioned this earlier, when you have a customer who can't attend, say at the last minute for something, and they have a situation, follow up them about that situation. Oh, my son was sick or whatever. Do a couple day follow up with just a little text. So those are some pointers on follow up. So let's talk about how. So we talk about all these things. You know, we have Shanna on, who just finished saying she works 50-55 hours a week. I've been there, done that, got my t-shirt. And you have to ask, well, how in the world do I fit this stuff in? My life is like, my office is a wreck. My house is a wreck. I got stuff everywhere. Ever heard those? Been there, done that, got many t-shirts. So my message to you is start where you are. Start with what you have right here in front of you. Don't worry about your months and stacks. Start in the month of November. And John Maxwell, I love John Maxwell, says you got to have a system. And it is the truth. If you have a system, you get things done. So I like to schedule days. I like activity, like Monday is a high consultant day for me. I'm doing a lot of follow-ups with consultants. I'm doing cards. I'm looking at activity. Somebody's almost at 500, green by 15. I'm, hey, Krista, you're almost at green by 15. I'm doing that kind of thing. So I'm doing a lot of consultant care as well as training on Mondays. Not that I won't do a customer care, because I do, and I did some today, but I have that system. Tuesday is a very high customer day. Like tomorrow, I have a lot of work to do because I'm prepping for Christmas and being a personal shopper, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So that is that day. So Wednesday might be a day that you schedule for family, or if you're a church goer or whatever. I am a big believer. I'm probably a little bit different from some trainers that you hear, and maybe you leaders may not want well, I'm going to go ahead and say it because it's the way I think. I do not believe that you should schedule every day of your week for business, like continuously. You have got to schedule time out for family, your spiritual, whatever you do in your life. You have to schedule that time, because if you don't, you get overwhelmed. And you definitely, if you're married, you do not want your husband to get to the point where he hates the name Jordan Essentials. You have absolutely got to do the right thing when it comes to taking care of people. And that means taking care of yourself and taking care of your family. So then Wednesday may be that. And then Thursday is another really high customer day. And then Friday and Saturday are usually work days for me. So whatever, if I have events or shows or that kind of thing. So that is just part of scheduling. Working blocks of time. I am a big believer in timer. I love my timers. I use the oven downstairs and microwave upstairs. I use the timer. I use my phone. But timers allow us to schedule blocks of time. When you're on the timer, this is not when you're looking at Facebook. You're not doing social media at all. You're not answering any calls. You're on the timer. So I had to learn to set mine in blocks of 30 minutes. When I was doing an hour, what would happen is there's something maybe up and I need to check on it. So if I do 30 minutes, I can check on it really quick and then get right back on 30 minutes. So if you schedule blocks of time, even if it's only 15 minutes, you put it in there, those, you're working outside of the home, you have a break for 15 minutes. What can I do in 5 of those minutes? Send a text, send a couple of texts. And then as far as contacts, determine to do X amount of contacts each day. I should say an average per week. So I may say I want to do 20 contacts a week. Now, for me, I'm going to break it down because that's just how I do. I want to do at least 4 days a week. I do more than that. I'm just using that example. And that keeps me focused and it keeps me on schedule. Schedule big business activity early in the month. That creates an opportunity for you to have follow-up, also for you to have other following activity like bookings or other events. I am going to suggest that you have a monthly gathering of some sort, whether it be Facebook, whether it be a party, a gathering in your home. I don't like to use a party that much because sometimes it's a turnoff to people, but something that you're doing monthly and you always have something on your calendar. You could do this individually or you could do it with other consultants. So that's a little bit about why. So let's talk about what to do now. So we have this busy holiday season coming. And again, it can overwhelm you, especially when you listen to a training. You think, oh God, I got to do this. When am I going to do this? Blocks of time, one thing at a time. I'm going to suggest that you use your contact form, even if you've never used it. And your contact form may be written, or you may have an electronic, something that you use to record your contacts. I'm going to challenge you to do that. If you don't do it any other time, do it during the holiday season. This will give you a mechanism to do your follow-ups. Write down the names of the people that you want to follow up. And I'm going to throw something in that is just going to seem like really weird right here. Determine to start your day with an act of kindness. I don't care what that act of kindness is. It could be a text, it could be a card, it could be a phone call, but do a give before you do an ask. If you get into the habit of being a giver, the rest is going to come to you. So we were talking about taking care of customers. So what a great time to reduce their stress. It's holiday shopping season. Most people like me have not even began. And you're like, oh God, when am I going to do this? I tell you, I love sitting down with a customer and saying, Barbara, hi, have you started Christmas shopping? No, I haven't. I said, oh yeah, I know what that's like. You know what? Jordan Essentials has great products. We have gifts that keep on giving. We have those unusual things for that person who has everything. I'd love to help you with your Christmas shopping and planning. I could take 10 minutes of your time, get some information. You could tell me what you want to spend, how many people, and I could just give you some gift ideas. And if you want to grab some of those, that's fine. Some, all, I'd be happy to take care of you, help you with your personal shopping. I love doing that. And if your shopping is over $150, I'm going to turn it to a show for you. We're going to get you some free product. If you get a booking or you want to book, we're going to get you some half price product. So that's one. And during the holidays, I make sure that I purchase the hostess special for my customers. So that's one thing that you could do. Another thing you can do is with corporate ordering. A lot of people think of corporate ordering as brick and mortar, the big building and the glass. I don't think about it like that. Think about your cosmetologist, your dentist's office, your doctor's office, whoever. And we have those customized boxes. We have the customized lotion bars. Share it with them. And many times people are looking for gifts to give their employees, the nurses or receptionists or whatever. Contact the office manager and say, hey, I know you do, or no, this is a good question. Do you do gifts for your staff during the Christmas season? And she's going to say yes. Well, you know what? Jordan Essentials actually has some great ideas I'd love to share with you, and share with her. So those are just some things. And customization is really important. We have a lot of specials with Jordan Essentials, but there may be people who they may want something different. Please be receptive to creating what it is that they want. Don't try to push on them, because I tell you, they will reject it and they will go to Amazon.com or they will go someplace else. So if you have a customer, listen to their needs, listen to what they want to spend. I want to spend $25. Just had this happen. I need 5 gifts at $25. Fine, gotcha. Put them together for her. Boom, it is done. I so hope, if you don't already have one planned, that you plan an open house for your customer shopping before Thanksgiving. You do not want to wait after Thanksgiving because of Black Friday. There are going to be all kinds of sales going on. So if you don't have, so for instance, you may have, Shannon, you may have in your area other consultants. You guys come together and do one event. It could be at somebody's house, could be at another place, some other venue, but come together, have an open house, put together some little gifts and like little mugs, bags, whatever, so that you have some offerings for your customers to do cash and carry. You could do the same thing on Facebook. If you're a big Facebooker and you do a lot of your business on Facebook and you have followers, you can do it there too. And then within your inventory, I'm almost finished. Within your inventory, look to see what you can offer as alternatives. So let's say a customer didn't like a particular customer special and they want to be able to offer something to their customer at a $50 order. Look to see if you have anything in your arsenal. Say maybe you purchased for $5 or you got it half price or whatever. Look for something so that you can offer an alternative. Same thing with the hostess special. You have to go to where the customer is. You have to meet that need. It can't always be about the offerings that we have. It has to be about what they want. And then finally, approach customer care with a servant's attitude. Whatever it is that you want to receive, you give it. I promise you, if you take care of people, people will take care of you, and you will not always be out there trying to reach for the next, reach for the next, reach for the next. You will have people who will, when they think of gift giving, they're going to think of you. When somebody has a skin issue, they're going to think of you. That's what customer care and loyalty builds. Now, I have talked nonstop. I am going to talk and open up for questions. Hit me with whatever you have. If I can answer it, I will. Whatever comments you'd like to add, I'm sure that I've missed some things. You're welcome to add it.
Well, thank you so much, Gloria. I've written like pages of notes. But can you go over a little bit how you do your customer care through texting?
Sure. Okay. So.
Because I love this.
So let's just And I don't use an app. I'm old school, but more than old school, I love personalization. I don't like to receive a message that everybody else is receiving. I don't even open them. I don't read newsletters that everybody sends. So let's just take this morning. So as I'm sitting, doing my quiet time, right after my quiet time, I go in and I look at some things that have happened over the weekend or whatever. And okay, so to Maureen, hey Maureen, thank you so much for thinking of me when you needed a gift. I so appreciate it. You've been a great customer for whatever length of time, and I value you. So it's a simple text, but I followed that with a thank you card. So when I'm doing my customer, so I do an event every month. And so every month I invite people to that event. Most of my invites are by text message. I have a basic thing that I will say, like, hey Barbara, this is Gloria, just reminding you we're getting together for our monthly Jordan Essentials event at the Village at noon on Saturday. I saw that picture of you in the paper, and I'm always gonna personalize it. I'm gonna say something about something else other than about my event. So that's one of the things that I do with text messaging. So I'm sending a lot of those out. Same thing with the Facebook party. We do a monthly team Facebook party. I do the same thing with that. But when I'm following up, like the vendor event or shopping event that I just did this last week, I don't even know my time, last week. So everybody who purchased from me, they got a message of some sort. And it was, thank you so much for stopping by the table. I so appreciate you buying made in the USA family-friendly product. I hope your dad's rheumatoid arthritis, he gets some relief from the Helio. So I make little notes. I'm big into personalizing. It's so important. I put those notes in my phone too, because when Gail calls me and she pops up, I can immediately see because I can't remember all the people I talked to. I know y'all don't believe that, but it allows me to see quickly a little bit about Gail, and that her dad has rheumatoid arthritis and he's having some major issues with his hands. So that's what I do with that. Were there any specifics you?
Well, I'll tell you, after we had our phone conversation a few weeks ago, I had some vendor events, and I was implementing that, and I had those customer cards that we have in the back office. And so when somebody purchased something, I asked them, I really I'd really love to follow up with you in a couple of weeks to see how this is working, or if you have any questions. And they were like, yeah, I didn't have a single person that wasn't okay with me following up with them. I did have a drawing, and not that many people wrote their name down. But anyway, I took that from them, and then immediately, because I cannot remember anything, I immediately wrote down what they ordered, what their issue was, or whatever, like what they were going to use it for. And then I did the text follow-up, the 2-week follow-up that you suggested. I should have done a thank you to start out with. I thanked some people for stopping by my booth, but and I think that the response was great. That
love it.
Where I would be impressed with somebody that followed up with me and remembered what we had talked about. And thank goodness I wrote it down on the back of the card, because I wouldn't have remembered.
Thank you. It matters, Amy.
Well, and then I put them into my Google Contacts with those notes, like you suggested, and that it was awesome.
And it's amazing how when somebody calls you, you have no idea who you're talking to.
Yeah.
I gotta plug my phone in.
Well, and you have no text. So that was nice. I'll be able to see the conversation too.
Excellent. Anybody else? Thanks for that, Amy. That blessed my soul. Anybody else? Questions, comments? You
Hey guys,
good?
it's Karen. Gloria, thank you so much. You know, I'm sitting here just hanging on every single word that comes out of your mouth, girlfriend. Like, it's just, you're so inspiring. And as I'm listening to you, like, your passion just comes through. And how could you not be a customer of yours? I would do anything that you tell me to do. You know, like, it's just,
Okay,
you're
now
just
Karen,
so
it's not that
amazing. And so I wanted to say, you know, when I originally talked with you, I'm going to follow up on what Amy just commented on. I created over the weekend a single page sheet that I took to my vendor event, and it lists, instead of doing because honestly, my desk right now has customer care slips all over it, and it starts to make me a little bit, you know, crazy. So I just created a single sheet, and it had their name. At the top, I called it my customer care contact sheet, and I had them fill it out, and they wrote their name, their phone number, the products they purchased, and I left a little checkbox on there for me, so that I put on there 2-week contact, you know. But those folks, once I get them here, tomorrow, because I met them on Saturday, might be my day to reach out and thank them for their purchase. And then, you know, I'll go back through. But I just wanted to share that because it did kind of help me a little bit keep things organized, just to have one sheet instead of all the customer care parts. Now, if someone wanted to host a show, if they wanted to host a spa bar, I had them fill out the full customer care card because I would obviously need their address. But yes, that has been hugely helpful, and they're so receptive. Just like Amy said, they're very receptive for letting someone care about them.
Absolutely. Thanks for sharing that. And I love that thought of just doing that one sheet. That would actually save me a lot of time. I may implement that. My mind is already racing, trying to figure out where and how. But anyway.
I need to have
excellent.
a spot where I can write about the people. That's the only thing that I like, the one page, but I need to be able to write about them because I'm not good at remembering.
Yeah, I don't remember either. But I do like that thought of one sheet. I'm almost thinking I could probably use that at my monthly event. Yeah, but anyway, very good. Anybody else? All right, well, guys, I am such a believer in valuing your time. Thank you for having me. I enjoyed being here with you. I was telling Amy earlier, there's something about training. I'm a big believer in evidence-based training. You know, if I'm going to train it, I need to be doing it. I don't have to be perfect at it, but I need to be doing it in some shape, form, or fashion. And in prepping for this training, I'm like, you know what, girl, you need to beef this up in this area. There were certain areas I was reminded of. I am going to get notes to you. I think I don't know what, it's 7:50. I can't do it before my team call, but after my team call at 8, I'll send them to you, and you can just distribute, okay? Thank you. Thanks.
I want to thank you for popping on. This is awesome. I'm writing every word down, and I just so much appreciate you taking your time out of your day and what you have going on to talk to our team and give
anytime. Together we're better.
Amen.
All right, you guys have a blessed night. Talk to you later.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you, Gloria.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.